Hello. Welcome to Pure Light Awakening. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I did a video, and there is a reason for that. There has been a lot of energies I feel lately, and I have been maneuvering them on my own as well. You might be have been doing that as well, I'm guessing. But anyways, welcome in today. We are going to pull some cards today. We're going to talk about the full moon and the end of September, the energies that we are currently in, and then see if there is somebody here that would like to communicate with us today. Okay, so yeah, I've been up to this full moon. Today is the day of the full moon, by the way, when I'm posting this. So up until today, kind of this last week, it's been very emotional. I have been feeling through and releasing a lot of anger and frustration and sorrow was kind of the stuff that came up for me this month. Very often, the days leading up to the full moon, I feel depleted and I feel very emotional. So this, of course, not being any exception, but this time it was a lot more anger that came up than it has been in a while. And it might have something to do with the energies I'm feeling around in the world, because there's such powerful energies, and I feel like it's quite angry energies sometimes, or frustrating, the feeling of stagnation, the feeling of I can't move forward, I'm stagnant, I'm stuck. And the frustration of nothing moving forward, kind of. So that's kind of what I feel is general kind of feeling I get. Excuse me. And there's probably somebody coming in now. It always goes straight to my throat. Okay, I see you there. It's okay. You have to wait. I have to talk about something else first. Okay. So listen, this full moon is in Pisces. The full moon in Pisces, Pisces being a very emotional sign, but also the sign that is very connected with the spiritual realm. And they're quite intuitive. And so, excuse me. And so I would say that this full moon is where we look at our connection, where we look at where are we within the spiritual growth. How are things expanding? How are things growing? What direction am I taking? Am I content with the direction I'm on? Those are really getting to me today. Sorry about that. Probably need a crystal here. So a blue crystal. Yeah. No, so that's kind of what I've been feeling. That I have been looking at as well. You know, am I content with where I am? Am I progressing the way I hoped? Yeah. You will be getting in soon. Just a moment. Somebody's very wanting to communicate. Anyways, yeah, I feel like we're encouraged to look at that. We're encouraged to look at how we communicate with our team, with our higher self. Do we kind of do we live as kind of walk the talk is what I hear. Okay, walk the talk. So do we live the way that we kind of convey to others that we think that they should live? You know, kind of that kind of energy. So I'm looking into, you know, how I share, what I share, that I'm pure in what I do, that I'm not trying to force anything. You know, it has to come natural from me, because as soon as it becomes forceful, or as soon as it becomes a copy of somebody else, then for me, I feel like I'm not genuine. Okay, so for me, it has to be something that comes natural to me, and it has to come straight from the source, you know, for me to feel like I am a pure channel. So that's how I look at it, but it might be different for you, of course. So that's kind of what I feel like we're encouraged to look at this full moon. Okay, Now we're also coming to the end of this month. We're also getting Mercury in retrograde. So be aware, people. I have already started having a lot of problems with my technology. So look into that. Now we still also have another 7 planets in retrograde. So now up until almost the middle of October, I think we're going to have 8 planets in retrograde. So it's like the only ones who are not retrograde is Mars and Venus right now. So or in the end of this month. So it's a lot it's a lot of introspection, I feel, going on. And that's also when the truths are coming up, you know, when people are kind of looking within and looking at their own truths and facing their own truth and accepting their own truth, that things come up also in society, you know, hidden things come up. So that's kind of what we're in as well. So but what I wanted to do, I also feel a very connection this end of this month to the earth. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of grounding needed. I think we have been learning a lot, and we have been getting a lot of energies, especially, you know, during the Lion's Gate, and after that, the aftermath of that has been severe for some, I know. And also, yeah, I feel like we're invited to kind of land all of those things now. So I feel like we are encouraged to ground ourselves, make sure that we're grounded, and maybe also look at the ancestry. There might also be some, I hear that the closing off the DNA, like closing off the healing, if you will, of the DNA, of the lineage, okay, of the ancestral DNA lineage. So I feel like there is some more needed there, more attention, more feeling through, more releasing in that area. So I feel like we're encouraged very much to ground, very much to kind of take the shamanistic road, if you will. Use music, drums, plant your feet back on the ground, hug a tree, you know, all of those kind of things, you know, use crystals. Very much about staying grounded, staying down, touch the earth is what I feel. So I was also kind of guided to bring out today the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. So to pull some cards from that today. Okay, so let's see what they have for information there, and then we will look to see if there is that this somebody that's been giving me a cough, who that is and what they are wanting to tell us today. Okay, so let's pull a couple of cards here. Oi, too many. I can't have half the deck. That's a bit too much. So let's see here. Okay. Oof, I'm getting very warm right now. I have to take my jacket off. Excuse me. Ooh, there's somebody here. Most definitely. I'm feeling it. Which is good. Which is good news for us, right? Get some messages. But let's see now. Yeah. Okay. I almost feel like it's White Eagle, but let's see. Let's see what happens here. So the card we got was Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. Okay. So for me, that is a lot about, you see that the shamanistic kind of feel in this as well. Your fears and desires. That's kind of what we've been encouraged to do this full moon as well. You know, looking at the connection, yes, and the grounding. But I also said something about the lineage of the DNA. Because I do feel like a lot of the anxiety and fears that are stuck in our physical has a lot to do with the ancestors and the ancestral lineage of the DNA. So track down your fears and desires. So for me, it's a lot about clearing out that ancestral lineage, okay? Healing that kind of ancestral DNA. So of course, your fears can come from other things as well. It can come from traumas in this life and so forth, but I do feel, my personal feeling is that a lot of it is from the ancestors. Okay, so we're kind of encouraged to heal that once and for all. But of course, your own as well. I mean, if you still have some trauma or if you have some anxiety, then spend your time making sure that you feel it through so you can release it. And of course, see a therapist if needed. Okay, so let's look at some other cards here. The Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. Yeah. Again, very, very grounding energy again in that card. It's not just grounding energies in this deck, I have to say, but so far very grounding. The Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. Yeah. For me, that is set aside the time so you can ground yourself. Make sure that you say no to other people so that you can say yes to yourself. So that kind of, for me, that's the plan making. You set aside, you kind of clear your schedule, you clear your calendar, and you set aside time so you can go out in nature, you can go for a walk, you can go to the beach, wherever you live, you know. Put your feet on the ground, make sure that you do grounding exercises, okay? So that's the planning I'm feeling. Now the focus, I feel like, should be on your spiritual growth. It should be on the ancestors, as I said. It should be on, okay, where do I want to go with my spiritual growth? And keeping your focus on what you desire, okay? Not like let anybody steer you away from what you want moving forward, okay? So that's kind of what I feel with that. Let's pull another card. Direction Guardian, choose your path. Yeah, kind of exactly what I said. Again, a very shamanistic looking card, right? So yeah, I just kind of want to show you that, well, not all cards are very shamanistic, you know. Not all of them are. Like, okay, I just needed to show you that. Okay, so Direction Guardian, choose your path. Yeah, you know, as I said, where do you want to go? What is your desires? Where do you want to end up on your spiritual growth? What is your goal in this lifetime? What have you chosen to experience, you know? Keep your eye on the ball, kind of, is what I feel. We can so easily be distracted by everything going on in the world, but I think it's so, as I said in the previous video as well, it's so important that we keep the focus on the heart space, on our way of living, on our way of looking at the world, so we can hold the light for everybody else, right? And so it's another kind of message on, yes, if you have chosen that, if that's what you choose, then keep your eye on the ball, okay? Now I want to pull one more card here. Yes, and now it's not the now it's not the grounding. Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Okay, so there might also be some ancestors going back. That's not just the, it's not just the DNA as in, you know, your ancestors' lineage, but also the ancestors that actually founded this earth, which is which is the star people, right? So it is connecting with them as well, and maybe connecting the DNA lineage all the way back to them, all the way back to the seeding of the planet. So that might be interesting to look at. That must be interesting to feel into. And so what we're doing is that we're actually healing the entire DNA lineage all the way back to then. And that's a huge task, but we've been working on it for many years, many of us. So I do feel that we're very close to having done that. Okay, so so that being said, now I want to pull one last card. Okay. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Yeah, I do feel like we're invited to set aside the time, you see, to really make sure that we connect with the earth, and that we give ourselves that space and that love to grow, to expand, and to evolve into where we're meant to evolve and where we're meant to be, you know, right? So yeah, that's kind of just another confirmation of that is what I feel. Okay, so now let us see if we have someone with us. What do we want me to hold today? I'm actually guided to pick up this right here. This is not a crystal, it's a stone. And it's a stone that is, I believe it's only found 2 places on Earth. and one of them actually being here in Oslo, where I live in Norway. And it's these come in different colors and different colors, a rock, and different colors of the little dots on the inside. You can see another one of them here. Okay. Now this particular rock, I do not know the English name of it. Okay, I'm so sorry. In Norwegian, it's called Rhombic Porphyry. Very special name. I don't remember the English name. I know that there is an English name for it, and I think there's one more place on the earth that it's found, either in South America or in Africa, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But there's kind of a big ore that goes through, it's called the Oslo Ore, with this kind of rock. So that's actually, I live kind of on that ore, so actually right outside my house I can find these rocks, and I have a tumbler, so I've tumbled it. So this is not the raw, you know, but you can find them, of course, tumbled as well because of the ice age, but often you find them a little bit more edgy than this, a little bit more raw. But I live, so right outside my house I have these special rocks here, so it's very much in the ground of where I live. So I was encouraged to hold this because it's very grounding, okay, especially because of where I live. So I'm going to hold this, and then I'm going to see who it was that wanted to come through that has made my throat act up today. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, yep. Okay, I'm seeing several ancestors actually, and I'm seeing native people. I'm seeing the native Norwegian people, which are the Sami people. Behind me here, there is kind of a representative for the Sami people. I have an African looking, very tall, with a spear standing behind me here. And right behind me, I have, it wasn't white eagle, but it, because I believe white eagle is someone who is shown with the whole kind of chief feathers. But this one has feathers coming down from the back like so. But it is the Native American. And he also has a kind of a spear actually. And a kind of a cloth that goes around like so. So for me, it looks like he comes from a space that was quite cold. So maybe far north in the American continent there. So that's kind of three representatives I have standing behind me as representatives of the ancestors. Now let's see if there was, if they are the ones giving the messages, or if that's just images being sent to me from someone. So let me just sink into that. Yeah, okay, I had a feeling. They were shown to me. They might have been here also because I felt some energies behind me, but the message actually is from Gabriel today, and he is kind of with these ancestral energies as well. So the message is, okay, yeah, I just have to convey what I get. I'm sorry, never heard him speak like this before. Okay, he's talking about the soil. He's saying work the soil, work the soil. And that was the first thing I was guided to say. And he's showing me actually plowing the old-fashioned way for some reason. And I think, okay, Yeah. Okay. So what he's showing me is that he is encouraging us to actually start planting things ourselves. He's encouraging us to grow our own garden. He's encouraging us to, instead of just having, you know, a lawn outside in our yards, in our garden, if you have one, then plant things that can grow, plant things that you can eat, plant flowers for the bees, you know, you work the soil is what he's saying. So instead of, I just got the chills for some reason. So kind of what he's encouraging us to do is, instead of having all these beautiful parks around in the world, then plant the soil, use the soil, plant for food, plant for flowers, plant for trees and bushes, you know. And also, of course, stop building so much and cutting down the plants. So if you are someone who can work with that, or who can support somebody who does, it might be a charity that you can support that does this kind of work. I mean, so that we're kind of encouraged to support that part now, so that the soil gets worked, the soil gets grown, the soil kind of to make things flourish again is the feeling and what he's showing me. Okay, so that was the first message. Ah, okay. Okay. I've never seen this before, and that's very interesting. So what he's showing me is that the more we kind of kill the planet with buildings, with asphalt and those kind of things, uh, the vibrating energies of the planet, the high frequent vibrating energies of the planet will diminish. So, you know, the more plants, the more live things we have on the planet, the more the planet would radiate with life. And so I got the chills again. So he's encouraging us to kind of turn this around now, to stop building, building on with, you know, with the concrete and the asphalt and the tall buildings and all that stuff, to plant stuff, to make that energy come back to the planet, because the energy is of course in everything, also in the concrete and the asphalt, yes, but it's a totally different energy. It's more of a dead energy. It's very low frequency. It's very hard. Okay, so it's very dense. So what they're encouraging us to do is kind of replace it with more live energy, which is plants, which is animals, which is, you know, anything that's alive. So that's kind of what he's showing me. So it's connected with the energies coming from the universe, and it resonates, you know, when our planet is alive and vibrant, it resonates, and that's kind of the energy it's sending out, and that's also more the energy that's coming back. But if we continue to build stuff on this planet with asphalt and concrete, then that energy will diminish and it will go down in frequency. Okay, so that's kind of what it's showing me. Now let's see. Okay, I have never. Okay, he's showing me this person. I have to see if I can find it in the cards, because I do not remember the name. He's showing me, is it Sekhmet? No, not Sekhmet. I believe it's from, he's an Asian originally figure, but I'm not sure if he is in this, or, oh, that is so annoying. Sorry, I'm so sorry. But he's showing me this image of someone that I've seen in one of the cards, but of course he's not in this cardstock here. No, Katsumi? Is that the name? It sounds like Katsumi. Oh, I don't want to spend too much time doing this for you guys. Kind of stopping the entire energy flow here. Maybe it was the Keepers of the Light deck. Let me just have a quick look here, because I have his image in my head, but I cannot remember his name. And it's why are you showing me this? You know, I can't even understand why he's showing me, but I will try and find it here. I think it's in this deck. This one, yes. That's the image he was showing me. Okay, what does it say? Cloak of wisdom. You already know the answers you seek. Trust what you know. Okay. Kutumi. Okay, who is that, please? I just have to check the book. I'm so sorry about this, but I just have to follow what he's guiding me to do here. Kutumi. Okay, about Kutumi. He is an ascended master who appears as a well-dressed Indian man with a golden aura. His teachings were brought to the world by Madame Blavatsky in the 19th century. There are many different theories as to his true identity. Many believe he was a wandering man known as Rishi in India, dedicated to walking the path of spirit with very few material possessions. Others believe him to have been a well-educated Sikh spiritual leader who was given a pseudonym to protect his true identity. I believe that he lived a high life, but through spiritual practice was able to let go of his need for material possessions. So that might be a thing. Okay, now he helps light workers go beyond the limits set by others and cultivate a personal connection to God. The extended message is, knowledge is learned, wisdom is remembered. It's got something to do with the ancestors. You are in a real cloak of wisdom now. Like Kutumi, you have been on a wandering path, trying to find answers through study and the insight of others. But now you are uncovering the truth of your own soul. Your soul is leading the way, and you are being encouraged to follow. The fog is clearing. The light has come, and it is shining on you. Your soul is saying, yes, it's your cheerleader. Follow it and trust the endless wisdom within you. Go, go, go. Okay. So what I feel also with this is wisdom is remembered. So it's a cloak of wisdom and remembrance. So for me, that's the wisdom from the ancestors, okay? And then I have to go back to the wisdom of the native people here. That might be why he showed me this. I'm not sure. But it says the cloak of wisdom. You already know the answers you seek. And that he lived, of course, without many possessions. So maybe that is also a message in itself as well. Can we stop, hoarding, stop wanting so many things? Can we be happy with fewer things? And that might help save the planet as well, right? Okay. Let's see if there was any additional messages before we close off this reading. Yeah. He's saying that for those of you who needs help to see things clearly, ask him to come visit you and he will help you. If you have trouble finding your path, finding your way forward, finding your life path. If you have trouble seeing where you're going, kind of. He's showing me this kind of glass spear again, kind of, that's coming out from the third eye going forward. And with that, he's also saying, keep your eye forward, keep looking forward, keep looking at the end game, keep looking where we are going, not where we've been, as to when you are trying to find your path moving forward. So keep your eye on the ball is the main message for today, most definitely. Okay. So that's kind of what I feel was the message for today, and for this end of for the full moon today and the end of this month, moving into October. I feel like October is going to be different, but I'll get back to that. I'll make another video closer to October about that, because I don't want to mix everything together in this one and it to be too long. So yeah, I think that was it for today. I hope you're doing well, and I hope this gave you something today. If you like what I do, then give it a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithms on YouTube. And subscribe if you haven't, and click the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I wish you the very best through this full moon and the end of this month. And I'll make a new video about October soon, okay? Thank you for being here with me.